Hello. Whoa,
No,
what
mate.
are you doing?
I was going, yeah.
Good evening, Gilly. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. It's been a long day, but do you know what? I got a nice big beer, so, it could be worse.
That's it. Good evening to everybody else who is listening, and welcome to a very, I suppose, a special episode in some respects of Orta Know Better tonight. Got quite a bit to get through. And yeah, should get to see some familiar faces, have a nice chat with Gilly and myself. If you've got anything you want to shout at us, please do drop some comments and whatever else. Call us whatever you like as well. We're at this stage now where we really don't give a fuck anymore.
Thick-skinned enough for that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we've already had a comment. KP to start Sunday. We'll probably come on to that in a short while, I think, when we get onto the Euros. But yeah, absolutely for me. Fuck Rice. But yeah, firstly, before we do get into the first video, then I do know Matt's got something to tell you, something relatively exciting.
What?
Have you not got anything exciting to tell us? Are you not pregnant anymore?
I'm not. It's gone, mate. Sorry. No. Orta Know Better excited. We are excited to announce a new partnership. Free Retro is the retro football shop. Free Retro is born from the love of the game, from historical nights on a cold terrace, and from the love of vintage shirts of a bygone era. Find the referral link and discount code in our social media accounts and in the comments and descriptions of Orta Know Better podcast recordings for 10% discount of the full range. That range does include international kits. Order now and get it to wear during the Euros.
Yeah, get in there. Get some retro kits ordered, even if you're not English and you're supporting everybody who plays against England. I'm pretty sure they've got something for everyone there. So but without further ado, I suppose the purpose of this podcast tonight is really to celebrate the interesting guests and people who've supported the podcast over since we started. I don't even know how long it is. It's we're probably around about 6 months, 7 months old now, I would say. So yeah, Matt, how actually old are we? Have you got any idea? I don't have a fucking clue.
So there was a bit of intrigue and a schism. So we started slightly before the recordings were available, because we then re-uploaded them and then went on to the audio podcast and so on.
That's correct.
As of tomorrow, we are exactly 6 months old, but we did start about 5 weeks before that on a different YouTube channel and so on.
Ah, right. Was that when the other lad left? Your mate,
you brought him in.
Anyway, without further ado, I know Matt's going to press play on a very special video that he's been working effortlessly. That's not even the right word. That's probably the wrong word. Wow, tirelessly on. There we go.
I'm wishing all Leeds fans a happy summer. Very pleased to see how the season went. Fantastic team under a fantastic coach. So hopefully next year will be even better, and maybe we'll push on Europe. But it'll be exciting with the full Elland Road as well. So it'll be a full force on for the opponents next season. But all the best from Iceland. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi there. Andy Cousins here, ex-Leeds United. Just doing a little piece for the guys at Orta Know Better. How did the season go this year? Well, I've got to say, I think from the very start, the first game of the season we played against Liverpool, I think we showed exactly what we were about. I thought the players grew in confidence as that game went on. I think that gave us also the confidence to go through the season as we did. We've got some great signings. I think Kelvin has been absolutely outstanding all season. I think he's come to the forefront. Obviously now he's in the Euros, which is fantastic news for him. Ben White's obviously in there as well. I'm going to give a shout out to him, because I think he was fantastic for us last year, and I think a great achievement for him as well. And the two brothers are back together again. But this season, I think we've signed some very, very good players. I think Rafinha's been an absolute outstanding all season. I think Llorente was fantastic when he came into the team. I think Meslier, the keeper's been fantastic as well. Kept seeing some games, coming through the season as well. So I think the signings have been fantastic. It's been a pity that we haven't had the fans in there. I think at the start of the season, would we have said fourth bottom? fifth bottom, we would have taken it. Staying in the Premier League was our aim. You know, what we've done is exceeded that. We've got top 10, which has been fantastic. You know, we now need to build on that for next year. Without a shadow of a doubt, we need to build on that and get some new signings in, get this pitch right. I think the pitch that's hindered us at home, I think, would be fantastic away from home. Looking forward to next season, I think, you know, as I just said, getting a few people in, getting a few new signings in. What's our realistic? I think the second year is the most important year in the Premier League. We look at what happened with Sheffield United. I won't laugh, but, you know, it's quite funny. You know, you do look at them and you look at what's happened the second season. I think the second season is a very difficult season. So we need to build with that. I think, you know, keeping, obviously, the manager is a massive bonus for us. Bring some new players in as well to strengthen us up a little bit. By all accounts, there will be some outgoings as well, but we've just got to keep the faith with Victor and the management team. You know, getting these right players into this squad, and hopefully next year we can push that little bit further and show people again with full stadiums what we can actually do. But this season's been a revelation, I think, for us. It's been great for all Leeds fans. And I personally can't wait till next season. I can't wait to get back out there to watch the games and get working back down at Ellen Road on match days. And I'm sure all the people who are listening to this will agree. But I think this season's been a fantastic season. A great achievement to finish where we've finished. We could have been higher, but long may this continue. Let's cement our place in the Premier League next year. And, you know, we go marching on as always. We'll see you again next year. Orta Know Better, fantastic podcast. Get on there, have a listen. And I'll be back on there, I'm sure, at some point, talking some rubbish to the boys and giving you some insight of maybe what, you know, from what my playing days. Enjoy the summer, and we will see you back at Ellen Road very, very soon.
Hi guys, Simon Johnson here. Firstly, I just want to congratulate MB and all his staff and his group of players. I don't think any of us fans could have envisaged us having such a positive first season back after all this time away. Really enjoyable. Although I am looking for us to kick on next season, I think this year we've just absolutely overrun teams with our sort of energy and application towards it. That's just testament to the group of players believing in the messages from the manager and his coaching staff, you know. To instill the methods that he has into his group isn't easy. So yeah, massive credit goes to all involved. And you know, as fans we get greedy at times, but I am looking for us to kick on a little bit next year if that's possible. Maybe one or two additions, quality signings will put us in good stead to try and better what we've achieved this season. Furthermore, I'd just like to say thank you to all involved at Orta Better Know. The podcast going from strength to strength, and it's from a personal point of view, it's been great for me to have some involvement in that. We first started speaking right in the middle of the pandemic, and again, from a personal perspective, it was much needed sort of communication with like-minded people, positive people, and yeah, it really helped me in my own quest to sort of beat all this craziness we've been experiencing. So yeah, have a great summer, guys. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy the Euros, it's coming home, and all being well, we'll catch up in the 2021-22 season. Looking forward to it, can't wait to meet you guys in person. Take it easy, guys.
Hi all, how are you? Hope you're keeping well. John Pearson here. So, Leeds United last year, what a fantastic season that you had. I hope that next year can be even better. I'm sure it will be with Bielsa in charge. He's done a fantastic job. And just to wish everybody at Orta Know Better a fantastic summer too. So, I'm sure we'll keep in touch. Bye for now.
Great stuff. Hey, how good was that? For those who are going to be listening on audio only, just going to go quickly through, just let you know who was chatting there. To those who didn't introduce themselves, so we had Gylfi Einarsson, then we had Andy Cousins, followed by Simon Johnson, and last but certainly not leastly, John Pearson. How good were them messages, Gilly?
Yeah, I love that. And do you know what? Every single one of them says, "Got to do better next season. Got to do better next season."
It's such a nice position to be in. I at the risk of repeating myself, to see every single one of them has been on the hallowed turf of Ellen Road, and for them to be so buzzing for where Leeds are in this current climate at this time, and expecting the club, to go from strength to strength and really grow. It's really, really exciting. I mean, just watching them back. I mean, I obviously had some input in getting those videos, so I'd seen them. But even just watching them back properly, they're all arranged, and seeing how I don't even know what the best word is. Can you think of a better word than passionate?
Well, I mean, you can see that there's passion, but there's excitement there. There is excitement there, and that's driven by. It's not just where you finish, but it's also the means in which we did it. And the players being able to watch, the ex-players being able to watch the players do what they do now, beyond all reasonable expectation. That's amazing. And you can see, actually, they're fans. It's not just that they're ex-players. They're fans. You can see it.
Yeah. Well, we can't speak on behalf of John Pearson, who does still work for Chef Wednesday TV or whatever it is. But I know he's Chef Wednesday born and bred, but I'm pretty sure he does keep a keen eye on Leeds. Certainly when I sort of check in with him, he does. But nice to hear him all buzzing a little bit about the Euros as well. Both Andy and Simon saying it's coming home.
It's coming home.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's coming home, Gilly?
I'm not certain that I'm sharing that level of positivity. Do you know what? I mean, on paper, we've got a talented side. We've got Southgate in charge, but we've got a talented side.
Do you know what? I was texting Stats about this earlier, about the side. He says he don't think we're good enough, but I was like, we are good enough, but we're not with the defensive coach managing the team. We've got probably the best attacking line, or certainly attacking, even with backup as well, probably the best sort of attacking 6 or 7, 8 maybe players that we've had for a long, long time for England. And it just so happens that it's fallen that we've got the most fucking defensive-minded coach we could have ever had. A fucking right back / centre back that couldn't score that fucking penalty in '96. So yeah, I mean, it's one of them, and it'll either be an absolute hero or it'll be pretty much back to boring old Southgate, or said whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, just if he screws it up, I just hope that they just get shut. You know what I mean? Let's not just waste. Fair enough. If they have a really good tournament and his ideas come off, do you know what? Fine. We're not to be all and end all. But if they don't, get shut and get somebody in that's at least, get an experienced coach in that knows what he's about, that's got some pedigree in the game. It's not like the short of a bob or two to be able to pay the right money.
Well, yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Right, I think it's probably a good time then, based on that, to go into our second video from friends of Orta Know Better. So, Matt, if you want to load that up, and we'll enjoy this for the next few minutes.
Hi there, this is Anders from Luskos, Scandinavian Supporters Club. What a great season this was. I mean, really, really enjoyable. I was so proud of being a Leeds fan. I mean, Bielsa ball has been spread around the whole world, showing this fantastic football team. So proud, so satisfied. The only thing is that we can go over and watch it live. But some fantastic games, great players. Dallas throughout the season, Rafinha, Meslier. I mean, come on. It was a fantastic season. Really season to savor. I want to wish all at Orta Know Better podcast a great summer. And I hope to see you all in August in Leeds. Yeah.
Hi, it's Ben here from Apollo Junction. Pleased to be with you. Thank you very much for Orta Know Better podcast for having me back. Just give you a quick evaluation of how the season's going so far. It's as good as this weather we're having. Absolutely phenomenal. Delighted with every single game. They've given 100%. The last 2 years have just been remarkable under Bielsa and what he's done for them players. And the city around him and the community is just phenomenal. You can totally see why he gets nominated for like Coach of the Year awards and the rest of it, because what he's done with that squad. I mean, I remember when we lost to 6-1. We lost 6-1, to Sheffield Wednesday. And I think 5 or 6 of them played against Manchester City. So yeah, I'm delighted with how it's gone. Filled a bit. So yeah, hopefully, we'll all be back at Ellen Road next year, and we'll all have a great time when we're back. Hopefully we'll be beating up big teams again. Rafinha, Rodrigo's been a fantastic signing for us, both of them. I'm just delighted with how everything's gone. I'm glad Pablo got the last few minutes. I'd be sad to see him go, but I completely understand why he's going. So thanks very much for the Orta Know Better podcast for having us on. Keep in touch anyway, because we're releasing our second album soon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled and listen out for it. So yeah, thank you very much. It's been a fantastic season. It's just good to have these good times back in it. All right, take care.
Season
Bye-bye.
2021. Well, my missus says my scale is shite, okay, and all right. Well, that was definitely all right. And it would have been interesting to see what happened if we had no injuries to the new players that had come in and how far we may have got. Exceeded expectations of many, but we did Leeds. In our history, we get promoted, we challenge, start winning things and compete until we drop like a stone eventually. Hopefully Marcello, with some improvements, can lead us on to Europe next season, building on it if the players maintain the performance and a few quality additions to add to the squad. Disappointing season on some respects in that we had no fans there, but on a personal level released my first book, We're Not Leeds, We Are Leeds, and raised some money for Alzheimer's research, which we'll be doing again next season in the Peacock, hopefully before a home game when we can hopefully see you all. So to all the lads on the Orta Know Better podcast, summer well, and let's all meet up in the ground and marching on together.
What an amazing first season for the Whites back in the Premier League. It's been phenomenal from that first game against Liverpool right the way up until the final kind of seconds of the West Brom game. My highlights, well, probably Rafinha's reverse kind of backheel nutmeg of Cahill, leaving him absolutely stranded. The goals that we've witnessed, probably one of my favourites, apart from kind of Stuart Dallas against Man City because of the impact, was probably actually Bamford's against Chelsea, because just for that moment, that outside ball, outside of the football from Calvin Phillips, and then Bamford slotting that away, you just thought, do you know what, maybe we can just do something against these big boys, or supposed big boys. So it was lovely to see. Looking so much forward to the next season. What I will say is I want to wish everybody at Orta Knows Better podcast an amazing summer, except Rex, obviously. I can't do that, it'd stick in my throat. So wishing everybody a great summer. We'll see you again ready for the next season. Have a great one.
Hey Luke and all the listeners and followers of the Orta Knows Better podcast, which I had the pleasure of being a guest on during the season. This is Jamie from the Newell's Old Boys English account on Twitter, and I just want to wish everyone a great summer after what was a magnificent Premier League season. Leeds' first season back in the Premier League for 16 years under Marcelo Bielsa. It was so exciting to watch and to follow. I think so many Newell's fans watched every game. You've made so many new fans in Argentina, followers of Bielsa, who are now followers of Leeds probably for life. And I know there's been so many Leeds fans as well who've started following Newell's Old Boys, and I want to thank everybody who watched Newell's games, who took the time to find out more about the club, and who bought shirts as well during the year. It's been a brilliant relationship that I've enjoyed watching blossom. Brilliant season for Leeds under Bielsa in the Premier League. I think the brand of football they played is just so magnificent to watch. and it's here to stay in the Premier League. There was so many teams that just couldn't deal with it, couldn't handle Bielsa's pressing tactics during the year. And I think the will of the players to play that kind of football was just brilliant to see. Players like Stuart Dallas, who was my player of the year for certain, and I love the way that Patrick Bamford answered all his critics as well with his goal-scoring exploits in the Premier League during the season. And I just can't wait for next season. So thanks for all your support, and I look forward to listening to and maybe hopefully appearing on the Orta Knows Best podcast again next season. Newell's Carajo, marching on together.
Now then, lads, it's Joe from the Just Joe Football Show. Listen, what a season it's been for Leeds United. So close to Europe. I thought we were going to do it. That'd have been amazing, wouldn't it? First season back, but you can't grumble. To finish where we did, 9th, and I think the big thing for me now is we are the barometer of success. No longer is it, will they do a Wolves? Will they do a Sheffield United? So will they do a Leeds? Finish so high up in the table, score as many goals as we did, put performances in like we did. Individuals were just absolutely exceptional. And the money spent on transfers as well, you know. Next to nothing really, lads, next to nothing. And for us to attack the Premier League the way we did, not many do it better, if any, you know. And it's just so great to be a Leeds fan right now. Everything is absolutely bouncing at the club. Seeing other clubs in disarray and Leeds are just sitting pretty. It feels nice, doesn't it? But thank you for your great content over the season as well. And I hope everyone ought to know better as a great summer. You know, preferably with England winning the Euros and Calvin Phillips scoring the winning penalty as we beat the Germans in the final. I don't know if that can mathematically happen, but that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? But nah, keep doing what you're doing, lads. What an amazing season. And I'm going to get back to walking the dog now, so see you.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Just a couple of things on Joe. I'm not sure where he is in the country, but he seems to be the only place in the whole of the UK that he has to go out in a woolly hat to walk. But we won't hold that against him. Wherever he lives, he's fine. But on the other one,
if next to nothing is, well, if £100 million is next to nothing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being a couple of quid behind Joe.
No, just for those who will be listening on the audio, just to give you a quick recap of who we had on during that quick segment there. We had, first of all, Anders Palm, who seems to be able to say, I ought to know better than Simon Johnson, who's actually part of the podcast and been on a number of episodes. Anders Palm is the chairman of Luskos, the Leeds United Sport Club of Scandinavia. We then had Ben, who is the bassist, I believe, at Apollo Junction. Followed by author Dave Rowson, who wrote the book We're Not Leeds, We Are Leeds. Followed by Graham Hyde, who is the vice chair of the LUFC Trust. We then had, I think it was Jamie, who, with the Irish accent, who is actually I believe he's a Spurs fan, but he's a massive Newell's Old Boys fan. And we had a great interview with Jamie earlier on in the year. He runs the Newell's English page on Twitter. And then last but not least, during that segment, we had Joe Wainman, formerly of All Leeds TV and now of the Just Joe Football Show, who was very kind. And Joe's actually had some really good news today. I don't know if anybody knows Joe, follows Joe on Twitter. He's been accepted into his university. So on behalf of everybody, ought to know better. Well done, Joe. Look forward to seeing how that progresses.
I think he actually didn't he jump off All Leeds TV to be able to do his studies. So
I think that was part of it. Yeah, a lot of commitment and stuff. So yeah. One more thing about Joe: penalties in the final against the Germans. Are you fucking mad?
I'm not having that.
You want us all to die of an heart attack?
I'm not having that at all.
I think in an ideal world, we'd win every game 5-0 for me. Fuck penalties and all that bollocks.
And we'd already be 3-0 up in first 10 minutes and we can just coast.
Yeah, I won't mind Calvin banging a penalty or two, though, or at least getting a goal or something. But Anders, what I mean, how does he speak better English than most of the English people we've had on? Do you know what I mean? Did you see his dartboard, by the way?
I did, yeah. Yeah, it's class.
Dartboard, isn't it? Yeah. Ben looking cool as fuck. I don't know how he manages to do it, but he's probably walking around the streets of Leeds or wherever it is he lives, and he still manages to make it look fucking cool. Like,
You
if
know
I was
what,
walking around with my phone in my hand like this, I'd look a right dickhead.
Yeah, he looks all right, to be fair. Well, I mean, he's a rock star now, isn't he? He ought to look cool. But I mean, he mentioned Bielsa's impact on the city, and I mean that it's not just a club; it is the city. You know, he's given Leeds an identity again because the city's identity, a lot of it resides with the football when it's doing well. But I tell you what, I didn't need to be reminded at Chef Wednesday game, and then started talking about Pablo. I'm like, oh god,
Jesus, he just wants tears, doesn't he? Yeah, but yeah, thanks ever so much, Ben. When you're bit massive and famous, please do remember us.
Is the tour actually sold out?
So, sorry, the tour. I don't think the tour is sold out, but we are going to see them at Leeds, aren't we? On the 27th.
One.
No, the Wakefield one Skylights in at the start of December. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on the @Apollo Junction Twitter this Friday. I believe there's a pre-sale or their second album's going on sale or some news of some sort. So
they did mention the second album's coming out soon.
So there will be some news on Friday. I don't know if you noticed, Matt, but your job was to look after the ticker across the bottom today. We're still advertising Just Joe.
Yeah, completely.
It doesn't matter. He deserves it. He's just going to uni. Let him have it.
No, I mean, to be fair, we got the right names as we went.
We did. You're not doing
bad. When we were done.
Can't hold it against you. Then we went on to Dave Rowson. Dave, me and you are going to fall out if you keep calling him Marcello.
Who's Marcello anyway?
Marcello's somebody completely different. But no, thank you again for your time early on in the season where you came on and had a bit of a chat about your book. The book I have got up there, We're Not Leeds, We Are Leeds, which is about your away days, which is a fantastic book for anybody. I'm sure he's probably got some left at Dave Rowson on Twitter if you do want to get in contact with Dave. And then we had... Who else did we have on? Oh, Graham.
Graham, we're Graham. Rex's biggest fan.
Yeah. Congratulate everybody bar Rex. So you'll be pleased to hear that, Jason, that you've got a big fan in Graham. The LUFC Trust, I noticed that the 30 new members or something, I think they posted this week, which is astonishing. It's really growing, and the work that they're doing. Keep seeing the updates on the murals and that they're putting around who was it who said murals? Was it probably
Carl,
Jay? Wasn't it?
No, I think it was Carl. Murals.
Carl, it's murals around in and around Leeds, and I think we've got some plans to go see them. I know it's in its infancy, but I know you mentioned something, didn't you, about doing some sort of sponsored walk or something?
Yeah, I've been looking at the sort of routes that we could take, but keep an eye out for that because we'll be looking to do that. Possibly in the new year, but certainly in the new season. We might see if we can squeeze it in this side of Christmas.
Yeah, and if anybody does want to join us, all you have to bring is loads of beer.
Yeah.
And a rucksack.
Spirits, whatever. Alcohol.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's it. Right, so I think we've probably talked about them lot and their views probably a little bit. We'll go on to, if you want, the last short video that we've got. And whilst I do have favourites, and you're all my favourites, all you have kindly taken your time out to submit these videos, my favourite short video is within this longer video. And you'll see which it is. And I'm sure you can all guess which one it is before we finish.
Hi, thanks for having me on Orta Knows Better. Thank you very much for all the support. Means a lot. The season Leeds have had been a great season. Absolutely buzzing with it. Some brilliant performances, brilliant results. I'm buzzing for Calvin to be in the England squad for Euros. Brilliant. I think Paddy was very unlucky to be left out. And we'll see you all next season and maybe a gig, lads. Thank you very much.
How are we doing, guys? It's Oscar from All Leeds TV here, and what a season it has been for Leeds United in the first season back for 16 years. A solid 9 out of 10 season. I'll be honest, I don't think we could have done much more than what we have done this season. We've adapted to the league really well. We've continued to play the same progressive, liquid football under Marcelo Bielsa at the higher level, and we've stayed up comfortably. That was all I was kind of looking for from the season to start off with. But it's been so much better than that. We finished top 10, comfortably in the top 10. Second part of the season, we've just been that little bit more streetwise. Still playing fantastically well. Defensively, I think we've massively shored things up. We've got a fantastic front three, Rafinha, Bamford, Harrison. all showing that they can score goals at this level, and there's a very productive front three at this level. I think everything about this team is fantastic at this moment in time, and I think obviously the summer's key. I really do think we can kick on. The form table shows we were the 5th best team in the league in the second part of the season. In both boxes, as I've already said, we've improved massively. And against the top 6, our record is much improved in the second part of the season. And if we are to kick on next season, that's going to have to continue. But all the signs are there. We went unbeaten in the last 6 games against the Big 6. That's no easy feat at all. We've done amazingly well this season, and I'm confident we do kick on next season, this Leeds United team. There's enough quality there. There's absolutely no doubt about it. What a season it's been. Only criticism is the FA Cup, the League Cup, the lack of cup run. But this is Leeds United. We've not had a cup run for a long time. Maybe next season we might get that, and we might not get beat by a League 2 and League 1 team. But this is Leeds United. End of the day, we've had a fantastic league campaign, and that's all we can ask for the first season back. I just want to say a big up to Orta Know Better, and check them out, guys. Check them out, and I hope they have a fantastic summer, you guys. And yeah, we'll surely do a lot of collaborations next season on behalf of all these to be on Orta Know Better. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. See you later, guys.
Oop. What's a crack? Scotty here, Backyard TV. I have been politely forced/asked by the wonderful people at Orta Knows Better just to give you a quick recap of how I feel the season went, where I think we're going to go next season, etc, etc. But no contribution from the backyard is complete without a beer. Also, a wee plug, the stats book. If you haven't got one, go get it. Cheers, Andy. So yes, what a first season back. Nearly 2 decades from we've been in the top flight, and we came in and we played in that league like we never left. You know, a lot of these players we got and thought they would never step up to this level. So how amazing has that been? Like, sorry, I was closing the window there just because the kids and all are talking and stuff and don't want to hear them. But like, how amazing is that? First season back and playing with such dignity as well. Like, you know, not getting embroiled in all the crappy wee things that some super teams like to try and do, you know. But 9th, what a finish. What an absolute finish. The fact that the last day of the season we still had an outside chance of Europe. You know, right up until the last 2 or 3 games we had a chance of qualifying for Europe in our first season back. That is testament to the effort that the players have put in and the work that's went in from Bielsa, Radrizzani, Angus Kinnear and Victor Orta. So what do I see happening next season? I have no idea. But I would say it's not going to be a very busy summer. I would like to think that all the work and transfers are going to be done before the transfer window starts. So as soon as the window opens, boom, everyone's into the door and they're getting a full pre-season, iron out all the kinks. We're not going to be struck by a load of injuries. Everyone's going to have a good chance to impress and show their worth. And next season, we're not going to, I don't believe for 1 second we're going to suffer this second season syndrome. You know, Leicester didn't suffer a second season syndrome because they went and won the league in their second season. And ladies and gentlemen, do not be surprised if we do the same. Do not be surprised if we absolutely romp it next season. I do think we'll finish top 6, 100%. We're better than Arsenal. We're better than Spurs. We're better than Liverpool a lot of the time. City or City, you know, a couple of £1 billion will do that, same as Chelsea scum. And then the actual scum, well, I just hope we actually beat them at Elland Road this year, this coming season. But look, it's going to be an exciting time, and I'm saying Leeds are going to finish in the top 4, even though we'll aim for the top 6. That's what I think. Signings wise, goodness me, I don't know. It'd be nice to see the likes of Cunha or Rodrigo de Paul through the door. We don't know. We never even knew who Rafinha was until he came. So, it says it all. Victor Orta has got this, and Bielsa will make them better. Thank you again. Great contributions this season from Orta Knows Better. If you haven't subscribed to their channel and things, please do so. It'd be worth your while. And if you haven't subscribed to mine, go and do it. And also pick up Stats Book. That's all my plugs done. Until next season, you're all welcome back to the back yard.
Hi everyone at Orta Know Better. I'm Big Lee.
I'm Claire.
And together we are Well Seven! Wrong video. Listen, thanks a lot for inviting us to say a couple of words. First of all, awesome work this season, guys. Some real quality content. Look forward to more of the same next season. And thanks for giving us 90 seconds to try and sum up what's been an awesome season.
It's impossible, isn't it?
It is impossible. What do you think your standout moment's been?
Stewie D's goal against Man City.
It's got to be. Can you imagine if the fans had been in?
That would have been awesome, wouldn't it?
The
Magic.
roof would have well and truly come off the place. I think for me, I'm just looking forward to seeing the fans in next season. I can't really pinpoint one moment this season. I just want all the new lads, Rodrigo, Llorente, Robin Koch and Rafinha, of course, and who knows, any new additions to the side, just to experience Elland Road in full voice. That's all I'm looking forward to.
That'll be amazing.
It'll be amazing. I've got a little surprise for you as well.
Ta-da!
There's a team sheet from Leeds United against West Brom, last game of the season, and that was the last time that Pablo Hernandez and Gaetano Berardi pulled on the famous white shirt. I'm going to give that away to one of your subscribers. Entirely up to you how it gets given away. I'll leave that up to you, but you can consider it yours. Keep up the awesome work. Can't wait to see you all at Elland Road next season. See you later.
Bye.
Well.
Well.
What do we think to
well,
that?
well. And yeah, you're quite right. If you were thinking that Scotty at Backyard TV was my favourite, you were definitely fucking wrong. No, you were all brilliant. Look, and in my opinion, we saved the best to last. The Wild Stallions got me. Massive fan of Bill and Ted. Yeah, just to let you know, I have got both your books as well before you start messaging me Stats and Dave. I've got them both here, don't worry. But yeah, I mean, where do you go with that? I don't know what to say. I think we'll start firstly with a very kind donation from Big Lee, the stadium announcer at Elland Road, who to anybody who doesn't know him, you can't miss him. He's about 7 foot. But he's very kindly offered to donate the team sheet from that last game at West Bromwich Albion, which include obviously both Berra and Hernandez. And we'll probably have a bit more of a think about how we're going to pick a winner on that, but it'll be something along the lines of, fucking retweet this and retweet that and subscribe on YouTube or something like that. And then we'll get either Lee or his glamorous assistant Claire, wife, to select a winner. But yeah, we'll start with. Sorry again for the audio listeners. We start with Turnbull, the lead guitarist of Skylights YRA. That's 2 rock stars we've had on tonight. Who was really positive. I think everybody's been positive though. There's not really been anybody who
7'2".
He's 7'2".
That's what he's just put in comments.
Hang on a minute. 7 foot. Is that an actual real height?
I mean, I knew he was a big man. I have met him. He's a tall fella, but I didn't realise he was that tall.
That's basketballer height, isn't it?
Hey, hang on a minute. We've also had another footballer comment.
Is that actually the real Michael? Have we got a team of Michael Browns?
We all dream of a team of Michael Browns.
Don't we? 7'2", eh? Bloody, I can't get over that. 7'2". If you're the real Michael Brown, can you please stand up? And stand next to Lee. But yeah, to those audio listeners, we had Turnbull on, as I say, another rock star, lead guitarist of Skylights. We're very lucky, I suppose, to have got tickets to go see them before they sold out at Wakefield, the Orta Know Better night out. That'll be our Christmas due, probably start December. So thanks again, Turnbull. You've been really supportive of the podcast since we started, so really appreciate that. We then had Oscar, who was on behalf of All Leeds TV. who we have been on their show a couple of times and supported. And I'm sure, as Oscar said, there'll be further collaborations into the new season. Great group at All Leeds TV. Followed by Scotty, in his backyard, who actually runs the YouTube channel Backyard TV. Lovely fella. He's been on the podcast a couple of times on our Berardi and Coke features, which is the after game assessment review, whatever you want to call it.
Usually.
We're usually all pissed on that one. Anyway, that's probably the adult version of in fact, it's all the fucking adult version. Do not let your kids listen to us, because some of the stuff we say you don't want your kids repeating.
We tend to behave on the stats and in off the VAR.
Yeah, if you want your kids to listen to something, let them listen to stats or Jimmy the Ref, because we respect our elders, and he's obviously a seasoned professional when it comes to refereeing. So we tend to watch our P's and Q's around him, don't we?
We kind of almost behave on the interview pods, the special ones.
Yeah, but I do prod a little bit and try and get some meat and dirty stuff out of them, don't I?
Oh yeah. We want them to be horrible, but we tend to be nice.
Yeah, I think that's actually the nicest I ever am when I'm starstruck. Like, oh my fucking lord, it's actually him. It's actually Jamie off Newell's English side.
The Spurs fan.
The Spurs fan, yeah. I think he tweeted something out about recently about being a supporter of Leeds, but so I looked into it, and it was actually about Leeds going for the city of culture or something. Not a Leeds United, but we won't hold it against him. He's a lovely chap, and he does a lot. Massive Bielsaist as well, Bielsaite or whatever they call him. And then last but not least, I know we've already spoken about them, the Wild Stallions. And they, husband and wife, Lee and Claire. If you're familiar on Twitter, you'll know one of them, if not both of them. Lee does the announcing within Ellen Road. And as I said before, he is going to be donating.
Does he do boxing and stuff as well? I think I've seen him do it boxing, haven't he?
I think so. He's online anyway, watching us. I'm sure he'll tell us if we're wrong. He's
7'2",
actually, dickhead.
I'm not arguing with him.
No, I'm not either. I'll argue with most people, but he's a bit big for me. I'd even usually wrestle anybody, but I think he's even a bit big for a wrestle.
So yeah, I mean, just to go back to Scott, did Leicester really win the title in their second season back?
Yeah, second season.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought there was a bigger gap between them.
I think they were 5,000 to 1, and if I remember rightly, a guy
they nearly went down,
quid.
and then had they were. Weren't they one of the only ones that had been bottom at Christmas and survived? And they nearly went down the previous season. Yeah. But I thought there'd been another season, and then they'd won it. I didn't realise it was the very next season. Hang
on, stop what you're doing, Lee's spoken. We're doing whatever he says. We do from now on. All right. We do not want 7'2" of pure beef beating down on us ever. So he does boxing and cage fighting as well, apparently. So I think you're obviously quite right.
It does happen sometimes,
Yeah, so if you ever got a boxing match or a cage match going on and you need somebody to do the announcing, Lee's your man. Not that we do much boxing or cage fighting between us.
Well, you have.
But I've done a bit of white collar. Yeah, I've done a bit of white collar. That was good fun. A bit different to the boxing you see on telly. Everyone's just like spitting at each other and kicking each other. And that's
nice.
Boxing, actually. It's nice. Yeah, it's real nice. But yeah, I mean, I suppose. I mean, I know we've not got much left to say, but I just wanted to take this opportunity really to, first of all, thank everybody for sending their videos in, but also to everybody who subscribed and listened and gave us feedback over the season. But specifically to our guests and other people who have had some form of contribution. I don't want to miss out. Emily Render, who has done all our graphics as well, and also, what are you doing? Can't you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anybody else hear me?
Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, I think I'm still going. So yeah, Emily Render, Jen Jamming Sax as well, who gave us the rights to use a music. for the intro video that we played tonight, and have been played throughout the lifespan of the podcast so far. But yeah, to each and every one, every ex-professional who's given their time to come on and be interviewed as well. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I've been starstruck. Who would have thought, sort of this time 7 months ago, that I would have been able to get 2 rock stars, 5 ex-footballers, and people who are chairmans. Don't say 4, because I can count. Let me just double check, because I ain't been wrong at fucking anything. But yeah, anyway, the amount of people that have come back to me and actually supported, people like Oscar from All These TV, just people that genuinely want to support us and help us out. 7 months ago, I didn't even know half these people were, and they probably didn't know we were or to know better as well. So we've had 2 rock stars, we've had a couple of social media, we've had Gilfie, 4. I told you it was 4 ex-professional, ex-Leeds United players, and then everything in between. So yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you ever so much on behalf of everybody ought to know better, I think.
Yeah, and I know that there were other people that just didn't have time but wanted to get involved. But we had a chance to be able to interview them. Ralph and the Terminator. I know that they were struggling for time, but to be able to get them on the pod and to be able to talk to them, it's been such an experience. It's been brilliant. So we're going to be moving on to that in our next podcast. So the next podcast is going to be a look back at Orta Know Better for the season. So it's not the full season, because we didn't start at the start of the season. But it is a review of our season, the time that we spent covering Leeds during the lockdown and really trying to keep ourselves sane, fairly miserably. We're not sane at all, but we did what we could to get through it. Hopefully we've helped some of you guys through it as well. And just talking about helping as well. So I just wanted to mention for Dave Rowson, some of the work that they've done associated with their online presence has been around charitable works for the Alzheimer's Trust. We're also going to be looking at myself and Bren and Adam are doing the 3 Peaks on behalf of the Motor Neurone Disease Association in association with Rob Burrow. And there's going to be quite a few people. I think there's up to 150 people doing the 3 Peaks. I believe that's the 7th of August that we're going to be doing that. And yeah, keep a lookout for our new charity partner coming up for the next season. And we've got things in the works, like Luke mentioned earlier. We've got a potential mural trail where we're going to be doing a bit of a walk and go around and see all of them amazing murals. There's a new one going up at Pudsey Market that looks fantastic, and I think that'll be brilliant. And do you know what? What I would like to do is throw that open for people to come and get involved. I don't know if I fancy taking the Menston one in. That's the one thing. It's quite a way out, but we'll see. We'll have a look at the route and we'll share the route and get that shared out on our socials. And if you want to get involved, then great. And if you're in a position where you can't really get involved, but you can spare a little bit of money, then it's all for great causes, and anything that you can spare will be gratefully accepted.
Yeah, well said. So just to sort of wrap up, again, thanks to everybody, first listeners, everyone who's supported, competition winners, our official partners, 3 Retro. But also coming up, we've got obviously the review of our season. So the 7 months or so we've been running. There's loads of funny outtakes. Matt's already told me there's 1 or 2 it should be a real good crack. We're going to have stats on and everybody else who's contributed heavily throughout the season, hopefully, inclusive of Simon Johnson, Shannon, and a couple of others. So yeah, look out for that. And then we're going to be a little bit more sporadic throughout the Euros. I don't think we're going to be as regimented in terms of it's going to be every Tuesday. But what we might do is get together and have a bit of a chat, a bit of a Leeds watch, and see how the Leeds players that represented their national teams and nationalities have been getting on, but also have a bit of a chat about England and our chances, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about regimented and Tuesday, I don't. It is Wednesday.
What day is it? Is it fucking Wednesday?
You're checking that as well, aren't you?
It actually is Wednesday. That's because, do you know what that is? You know why that is? Because I didn't go to the gym on Monday. It's fucked my week up, so I thought today was the second day of the week.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, mate. Cool, blimey.
Do you know, it's probably best to finish there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think leave it on that note. Keep your eyes peeled again. I can't thank everybody enough, but yeah, take it easy. Keep your eyes peeled, and the competition will be announced on the @AutoNoBetter Twitter page probably within the next hour or two. So keep your eyes peeled.
Nice one. Cheers, Luke, and thanks everyone.
Cheers, everybody.